The hallowed halls of Buckingham Palace are currently a theater of incandescent rage, as a high-stakes diplomatic victory for the monarchy has been tainted by what insiders are calling a cynical power play from across the Atlantic. In a week that saw the world reel from President Donald Trump's disparaging remarks about NATO allies in Afghanistan, suggesting they stayed a little off the front lines, a frantic back-channel effort by King Charles III successfully secured a historic White House climb down. Yet, as the ink was barely dry on Trump's revised praise for British troops as among the greatest of all warriors, the Sussex PR machine reportedly went into overdrive, attempting to frame the correction as a result of Prince Harry's public rebuke. This brazen attempt to seize the spotlight from the sovereign has left the king's aides horrified, sparking a civil war of narratives that threatens to overshadow a crucial upcoming U.S. state visit. The king's quiet diplomacy versus the Sussex megaphone. The facts of the matter are as stark as the Afghan landscape. On January 22, 2026, President Trump sparked a global firestorm during a Fox Business interview in Davos, claiming the U.S. never needed NATO and that allied forces shirked the heavy lifting in Afghanistan. The insult hit a raw nerve in Britain, which lost 457 service personnel in the conflict. While Prince Harry was quick to issue a statement through Archwell, reminding the world that he served there and lost friends there, the palace maintains that the actual diplomatic heavy lifting happened behind closed doors. Insiders reveal that King Charles, deeply wounded by the slight against the military he leads, initiated a low-key intervention with the White House. Citing the bond forged in fire between the two nations, the king's message was conveyed ahead of Trump's sudden reversal on Truth Social, where he suddenly hailed the UK military as having tremendous heart and soul. The palace's fury stems from the perception that while the king was doing the work of a head of state, Harry was busy building a brand advantage, off the back of a national tragedy. The controversial Duchess, orchestrating the hero narrative? In this unfolding drama, Meghan Markle remains the most controversial figure, often viewed by palace loyalists as the architect of the Sussexes' reactive communication strategy. As Harry released his pointed rebuke, Meghan was seen fueling the fire on social media, sharing curated images of Harry's military service to her millions of followers. To the royal household, this wasn't an act of remembrance. It was a strategic deployment of military aesthetic to bolster their dwindling Hollywood relevance. Critically, Meghan's involvement is seen as the catalyst for the current spotlight grabbing. By framing Harry as the lone defender of the veteran community against a world leader, the Sussexes are effectively attempting to bypass the monarchy's constitutional role. The critique from London is biting. Meghan is accused of treating the sacrifice of 457 soldiers as a content opportunity for brand Sussex, ignoring the fact that it is the king, not a private citizen in Montecito, who holds the ultimate authority and relationship with the U.S. administration. A state visit under siege. The timing of this PR hijack could not be worse. King Charles and Queen Camilla are currently preparing for a landmark state visit to the U.S. in April 2026 to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. This trip is intended to be a masterclass in soft power, smoothing over trade tensions and solidifying the special relationship. However, the Sussexes' insistence on inserting themselves into the diplomatic conversation has created a minefield for royal officials. The palace is reportedly sickened by the prospect of Harry and Meghan positioning themselves as the alternative royals on American soil. The controversy lies in the blatant disregard for protocol. While the king works to ensure a respectful bilateral relationship, the Sussexes are engaged in what many describe as ego-driven diplomacy. This isn't just a family spat, it's a disruption of national interest for the sake of a headline. The verdict: duty or self-promotion? Ultimately, the rage inside the palace is rooted in a fundamental clash of values: duty versus PR. King Charles views the honoring of the fallen as a sacred, silent duty of the crown. Conversely, the Sussexes appear to view it as a competitive sport. By attempting to claim credit for a presidential backtrack that was clearly the result of government-level pressure, Harry has alienated the very institution he once served. The question remains, is Harry helping the veteran community, or is he simply feeding a narrative of the brave prince versus the world to keep his Netflix contracts alive? As the king prepares to fly to Washington, he does so with a heavy heart, knowing that his son and daughter-in-law are waiting in the wings, ready to turn a moment of national honor into another controversial Sussex sidebar.